Good afternoon. Welcome to Merthyr Tydfil County Borough Council Cabinet meeting on Wednesday, the 8th of January 2025. Please note that this meeting has been recorded and may be broadcast via the authority's internet site. The images and sound recording may also be used for training purposes within the authority. Okay, we'll move on to the first item on the agenda. Apologies for absence. Thanks, Caris. Second item on the agenda, any declarations of interest? We have none. So we'll move on to the main body of the agenda this afternoon, is agenda item 3, Local Government Reform Settlement 2025-2026. To consider a report from the Director of Finance. Councillor Anna Williams-Price, would you like to refer to the report?
Thank you. Yes, so this is to update on following the provisional Welsh Local Government Settlement, which was announced on the 11th of December 2024 and has resulted in a funding increase for Merthyr Tydfil of 5.1%. This report focuses solely on the 25-26 budget, with medium-term financial plan implications to follow in subsequent Cabinet and Council reports. It specifically seeks to update the Cabinet on the revised budget deficit for 25-26, and this is, as detailed in the report, 5.983 million, an improvement of nearly 3 million on forecast. This budget is underpinned. This budget deficit is underpinned by a number of assumptions, which can be found at 3.2 of the report. I would like to draw attention to comments provided by the Cabinet Secretary for Housing and Local Government, who stated in a letter to leaders that while this is a significantly better settlement than was envisaged at the beginning of the year 2024, I recognise that there will be difficult local decisions to be made. Given the size of the budget deficit, there remain challenges and significant work to undertake to set a balanced budget for 25-26. For information, this item is also being presented to full council later today, which will allow for further discussion and debate. So I'll move the recommendations, which is at 2.1, the implications of the provisional local government settlement for 25-26, outlined in section 4 and appendices 1 and 2 be noted, and 2.2, the revised budget deficit of 5.983 million for 25-26 be noted.
Thanks, Councillor Williams-Price. Craig, do you want to comment before we move any further?
Thank you, Leader. Yes, as the portfolio holder has identified, this is as of the end of the autumn period, where we have constructed a updated position for 25-26. There are a number of planning assumptions included in this budget, which we continue to review and revise, and will update when we receive more confirmed information with regards to planning for the next financial year.
Thanks, Craig. On that note, I'm happy to second the recommendations set out, so we'll take that forward into questions. Have we got any questions from members, please? Any comments? No comments. We'll take that to the vote. Thanks, Caris. We'll move on then to agenda item 4, which is the corporate risk management, to consider the report of the Director of Governance and Resources. Councillor Anna Williams-Price, would you like to refer to the report?
Thank you. So the report takes in the annual corporate risk report for 23-24, progress for quarters 1 and 2 of 24-25, and the Council's risk management policy and strategy. A lot of work has been undertaken as part of the continuous improvement journey and to meet audit recommendations. This includes streamlining of our corporate risk management policy and the introduction of 4 new corporate risks and the de-escalation of 8 existing risks. I hope colleagues will recognise the activity in this area, particularly since appointment of our Director of Finance, Director of Governance and Resources and Policy and Performance Manager. I would like to draw attention specifically to the changes highlighted in 5.3 and 5.5, which demonstrates the work done to manage the effect of uncertainty on our objectives. The Council continues to have ongoing dialogue with Audit Wales, and we look to build on the 23-24 Annual Governance Statement conclusion of reasonable assurance. I will move the recommendations, which are 2.1, the Annual Corporate Risk Report 23-24 be approved. 2.2, progress on the management of the Council's corporate risks and the Corporate Risk Register be approved. And 2.3, the risk management policy and strategy be noted, debated and supported to progress to Council for approval.
Thanks, Councillor Anna Williams-Price. Have we got a seconder for the motion? For the recommendation, sorry.
Happy to second.
Thanks, Councillor Louise Minette-Vaux. Sarah, would you like to add anything before I open to questions? We'll go straight to questions, please. No questions, very quiet here today. Any comments? No comments, we'll take it straight to the vote, please. Thanks, Caris. We'll move on to agenda item 5, which is the Corporate Self-Assessment 23-24, to consider the report from the Director of Governance and Resources. Councillor Anna Williams-Price, would you like to refer to the report?
Thank you. So the purpose of this report is to present the Corporate Self-Assessment Report to Cabinet in advance of taking it to a Council for approval. The report highlights our journey of development with pertinent data sets and areas for improvement. At 3.3 and 3.5, we set out changes now in place as part of Local Government and Elections Wales Act 2021 with regards to performance and governance. We now operate within a new legislative framework and are required to be vigilant in ensuring that it exercises its functions effectively, use resources economically, efficiently and effectively, and ensure governance is robust in securing this. I would like to draw Cabinet's attention to the action plan underlined in section 6, as this really shows the thought given to strengthen our self-assessment. I'd also like to highlight from the conclusion of the report that we want to continue to self-evaluate to improve where we need to. The action plan in this report has been designed to help us do this. It focuses on our areas of development and uses lessons learned and encourages best practice from other areas of the Council and wider. Key now is to implement the action plan and reappraise our position before having the evidence to be able to progress to good, which is our aim. So I will move the recommendation 2.1, the Corporate Self-Assessment Report 23-24 be noted and recommended to Council for approval. And that's it.
Thanks, Anna. Do we have a seconder for the recommendation?
Yes, thank you, Chair. Happy to second that.
Thanks, Councillor Scrivens. Sarah, okay, we'll move it to questions straight away then, please. No questions, any comments? No comments, we'll take that straight to the vote. Thanks very much, Caris. Agenda item 6, the Ombudsman Annual Letter for Merthyr Tydfil County Borough Council 23-24. We consider the report from the Director of Governance and Resources. Councillor Williams-Price, would you like to refer to the report?
Thank you. So this report covers the Independent Public Service Ombudsman for Wales annual update on the number of complaints regarding public bodies and the investigations that followed. Being a regular yearly report, it enables us to compare data and identify complaint trends, which in turn allows the Council to ensure it is making progress on these matters. As at 5.8, figures show that in 23-24, the Council did receive its highest number of complaints. However, the number of complaints made to the Public Service Ombudsman dropped from the previous year. It's also important to highlight that out of those cases, the Ombudsman intervened in 3 cases. So although it is represented as a higher percentage than previous years, this is attributable in part to the Council's low number of Ombudsman referrals overall. For information, the Ombudsman Annual Letter for 23-24 was presented to Governance and Audit Committee in December, so it's been subjected to full discussion and comment within that forum, and it is a requirement for it to be brought to Cabinet also. We'll move the recommendation, which is at 2.1, the content of the Ombudsman's Annual Letter be noted and debated.
Thanks, Anna. Do we have a seconder for the recommendation?
Happy to second that, Chair.
Thanks, Councillor Jones. Have we got any questions? Any comments? We'll take that to the vote then, please.
And that's carried, Chair.
Thanks, Caris. Okay, we'll move on to agenda item 7, which are information reports 7 and 8. So we'll move straight through to agenda item 9 to deal with any other urgent business deemed urgent by the chair. That's me trying to read it out without looking at the notes. I haven't got any. So we'll move on to agenda item 10. In order for the following to be considered in private, it suggested the public be excluded from the meeting on the ground that it involves the likely disclosure of exempt information as defined in paragraph 14 under part 4 of Schedule 12A, Section 100A, 4 of the Local Government Act 1972. I'm happy to move. Have we got a seconder, please?
Happy to second, Chair.
Thanks, Councillor Jones. Can I confirm the recording, please? Oh, can we take that to the vote, please?
And that's carried then. So if we can stop the recording.